I'm not asking you to give me any names here, but you have any guys that are silently committed right now that are thinking about making it public in the near future?
Oh yeah, we have multiple guys that have told me, some guys that'll shock the world once they decide to make it public.
Hey guys, it's Terrence Mann. You're listening to Hear the Spear presented by No Game Day. Go Noles.
Hey, what's up? This is Peter Ward, aka E-Dub, in the house. We're listening to Hear the Spear presented by No Game Day. Go live, go Noles.
Hi, this is Charlie Ward, and you're listening to Hear the Spear. Go Noles.
This is Terrell Buckley. You're listening to Hear the Spear presented by No Game Day. No Bloody.
But perhaps better known as the greatest corner to ever step on a football field, Deion Primetime Sanders.
Great Deion Sanders, my brother. What's going on, man? I could wake up to that greeting every day, man. That was awesome.
Hello, Noles fans. This is former Seminole Derek Brooks, and you're listening to Hear the Spear, presented to you by No Game Day.
James Wilder Jr. What's going on, James?
Thanks for having me on. FSOD, Florida State or Die, and go Noles.
William Bar None Floyd.
Gentlemen, what's up?
All right, we are here this evening. It's spring game week. In just a few days, Florida State's going to be hitting Doak and Bobby Bowden Field. I'm excited. I'll be linking up with Karlos, Dustin, and Austin. But you know what? It's enough talking about that. We got a big-time Florida State quarterback commit with us. Four-star Nicco Marchiol is with us this evening. Really excited to talk with him. We actually got to meet a couple weekends ago at one of the spring scrimmages. Great guy, and definitely wanted to get him onto the podcast and hear the spear. And so here he is. We're going to preview the spring game, talk some recruiting. But welcome in, man.
Thank you guys for having me. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. Los was already hitting you with some questions right off the bat. I'm like, Los, come on now. Give us a second.
Warming me up.
Man, it's been a while since we had this kind of talent surrounding the program at one time. I mean, I think last time we had this many guys that were at this stature of talent, they came back to Florida State. And that was like a year or two after, I had left. A lot of guys, Telvin, Rashad, KB, and, LaMarcus Joyner and Ronald, Darby. And I mean, all those guys came back, I think, for a spring or during the season for a game one time. And it was crazy. But we haven't seen this much talent come around again. So I just want to thank you for coming on and thank you for spending time with us this evening.
Thank you for having me on.
Well, let's jump it off here. So obviously, we got to see, we met up at the spring scrimmage, the second one. A lot more recruits and attendance there, some coaches also. But what were you noticing at that spring scrimmage while you were there? I know y'all got there kind of early and were sitting there with the stands, and I saw you talking with a few guys. But what did you take away from that? Maybe the offense too on that Saturday.
Yeah, the biggest thing I was looking at, like you said, was the offense and the style of play, and what they're asking the quarterbacks to do, and all that stuff, and just kind of picturing myself out there. And like from what I saw, I was really pleased with Dillingham and Norvell's offense, and I see that it's it's a really quarterback oriented offense, and they need someone take the reins and kind of just be the guy out there and be the leader, signaling, pointing to everyone, just doing what a quarterback does. And I think that really fits my play style, my prototype really well. And especially with the threats that are going to be around me, I think we can put up some crazy numbers this year and just be back to where Florida State should be. So
yeah, and kind of moving into this weekend, what do you want to see during the spring scrimmage where it's going to be, a really game-like situation between the offense and defense? The coaches are probably going to be pretty intense out there on Saturday. So what are you looking forward to seeing during that?
For sure, yeah. So I think the biggest thing I want to see is just like you said. I want them to treat it, and I know they will, but I want them to treat it just like a game situation, and just show the excitement and the energy of playing at Doak Campbell, and just the excitement that the coaches bring, and just kind of showcase that to all these recruits, because I think that would be really cool for all of us to see a really, really fired up spring game, guys running around, and just like watching some really good football, and we're capable of doing that. So I think that'd be really, really cool for recruits to see.
And
go ahead.
Sorry. Speaking about all those recruits that are going to be in attendance, we've been hitting up a ton of guys the last 2 weeks to kind of confirm who's going to be there. I think our list is up to about 90 guys, and the dead period is still in effect. So the coaching staff isn't really going to be able to interact with any of these visitors. So what is the plan for, I guess, you and kind of the rest of the commits? What's your strategy for this weekend to kind of talk to all those guys that are coming to Tallahassee?
Yeah, I think me, Travis, Hunter Washington, Sam McCall, we're all kind of taking the same approach with these guys coming in this week or this weekend. And we're just gonna just straight up, tell them about Florida State and tell them, how amazing of a place it is. I've only been there twice, but they've been in my recruitment since I was, a sophomore and my freshman summer actually. But I think just, the university will really speak for itself, and just being there and, physically being in Tallahassee, that was the biggest thing that other recruits would tell me is, why they, wouldn't like pull the trigger right away when I would ask them to commit and stuff is, they're like, oh, I got to see it in person. I got to, see what the town's like, what the people are like and stuff. And I'm like, all right, you can come see it for yourself and you're going to love it. And, that's what's awesome about Florida State. So I think, once these kids are physically, in Tallahassee with like-minded kids who, love Florida State, it's going to be hard to say no. So.
And going back, this spring game this weekend, that's a gigantic number of kids and a lot of talent, not just a big number, but a lot of talent coming in. I got tipped off that Travis Hunter's already been in town. He was here yesterday. I guess he's already been kind of doing some work for you. I know you're about to catch up with him, but is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Is Travis already in there doing some work?
Oh, my boy Trav, he's been there since he's been there for now, but he's behind the scenes working for sure.
Yeah. How's your relationship with him? Because it just seems, you're a quarterback. You see a guy like that where every weekend he's on 7-on-7s. Los, we were talking about him. Travis, Nate, our lead recruiting guy on here, he just thinks he's the best player in the 2022, 23, 24 class. Like, what is it like having a relationship with him and just watching how crazy of an athlete this dude is?
For sure. Like you said, it is literally a blessing to have that kind of guy on the same team as you, and knowing that you can throw the ball up to him and there's a really, really good chance that he's going to come down with it. And even off the field, even the type of person he is, he's, funniest kid, when you're talking to him, and, always going to make you smile. It has that little wolf he's carrying around or whatever. And, all ripped out, showing at these, 7-on-7 showcases and, just being the man. So, me and him have a really good relationship. And, I think that's a big part of, Florida State and us recruiting as well is, I think if we, can build these friendships rather first than when we're recruiting these kids, that'll be also a big, help getting them here if we're like, look at how close we are, like, look at the special things we could do and that type of thing. So.
I believe you. I believe that's where it starts. I was a part of the 2013 class 2011 class that came and won a championship in 2 years. Then the teams after that, Dalvin went and won an Orange Bowl, 3 ACCs, 2 back-to-back Rose Bowl appearances. And I truly believe it came off of recruiting. I remember the first day I met Rashad Green and Philip Dorsett. They were sitting on a hill when we still had 3 fields at the Florida State camp, Bobby Bowden camp. And I was like, who are these cats? Like, they wasn't at the camp. And I knew they had to be good because they were dressed in street clothes.
Exactly.
White tee and some J shorts and some J's on. And he was like with a sticker on his shirt. So I knew he was a part of the camp. And the next day he came out and worked out, and I realized, okay, that's that guy. And then we had Rashad. And then you seen KB. And then you seen Nick O'Leary. And you talk about the guys that you're helping recruit, and the other guys recruiting is just, it seems special. I got goosebumps here because I understand what that emotion feels like. And it's pretty amazing to hear somebody like your age wanting and saying it's a blessing, and God is really showing us. And it's really crazy to hear those words come from a kid your age, because you understand the gravity of what's truly happening. It's a movement. It's a whole movement. And I just want to say I appreciate it, man. It is really, really exciting. But my question for you is, having all this talent, is there a fear that guys may decommit, that you're close to guys talk about, let's go on official visits? Do you think that's going to be something to change going up into this next coming up senior season you guys are having?
So 100%, there's definitely that fear, because when you have these caliber players, you're like, you want to know that they're all in, just like, if you got a really, good girlfriend, you don't want her messing around with anyone else. So
true.
I think, just like I said, the more I can just develop a relationship with these guys and just become really close with them. And even if they do have thoughts of like leaving or whatever, I think if I'm just really close with them, I could maybe, talk them, out of it and just be like, come on, bro, like this Tribe 22, what we're doing. And, just try to, but I think, with the type of people the type of players we have too, I don't think there's any, like low integrity guys like that, or, just guys like who wouldn't be straight up with me. So I think just continuing to build this relationship with these guys, we can hold them all in Tallahassee.
That's what's up.
Coming with this class too, Nicco, I think Florida State and their intentions, and you can probably clear this up too, but it seems like Florida State is after 2 quarterbacks in the 2022 class. What has the staff kind of talked with you about? Has that kind of been their intentions on bringing another quarterback with you next year?
So they've been totally transparent with me the whole time. I've known the whole time that they've wanted to take another 22. And they've, kept me in the mix with the whole time with, who they're going after. And ever since I committed, they told me, everything that's going on. And the 2 kids we're going after are actually some of my really close friends, both AJ and MJ. And, I've seen them at some camps. AJ actually came to my state championship game in Arizona, flew from California and watched my game. So I've a good relationship with him. Yeah. And, MJ and I, have him on Snapchat, we talk a bunch, and it's cool to see other kids like you going through the same process and trying to find a place that fits them. So I'm always helping them, if they want to know stuff about Florida State and what it's like and stuff. I'm always helping them out, but at the end of the day, it's just wherever you're going to fit best, and whoever's just going to come out and start, that's the end goal for everyone, is just fighting for that job. So.
And the last time we heard, I believe that along with you, MJ, and AJ Duffy, they all intend on being there this Saturday for the spring game, right? I believe.
Yep, they'll all be here.
Okay. Sweet deal.
Well, with that being said, I want to know how you feel about the young guys, me, Logan, and Dustin, Austin, and Nate. We talked about it a week ago about Tate Roadmaker is getting a lot of reps. He's getting tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of reps. We talked about maybe the reasoning why. I expressed my reasoning why. But when you watch a scrimmage or you watch practices and you see a lot of young guys getting reps, how does that make you feel being a quarterback? Your hand's going to be on the football quite early and often. It looks like if you're going to be in this system, when you get the experience. Is that something that excites you coming in?
100%. Yeah. Just like you said, seeing that those kids are, in the same similar situation like Tate, like he's, an underclassman kid fighting for a job, thinking that could be, that is going to be me there. I mean, that's so cool to see, and to see like, Tate's my boy. I was hanging out with him when I was in Tallahassee last week, and he's loving it. He tells me about the offense and what it's like, and he's just telling me, he's like, you're gonna love it, bro. And I mean, it's so motivating to see that someone else is doing it and knowing that I'm literally going to be there. So
that's pretty cool.
Got to keep grinding for that. And
yeah. Rodemaker, he's been doing well in these spring scrimmages. I mean, me and D-Lou have been to both of them, and I thought he's progressing well. He's got an arm. He's got the best arm, I think, on the team. And he can sling it too, but I think he is progressing. I think he's getting his mental game right. And I really do think he's one of my guys I put on our IG. I think he's one of the guys on Saturday that's really going to come out and shock some people. I think he's going to play very well. He's going to make some big plays. And so I'm high on Rodemaker right now and the progression he's making. What's your relationship? Obviously, it's a big one. You committed to Florida State, and Dillingham and Norvell were a big part in that. But what were these two saying to you that really made you buy in? Was there anything that catched your eyes or something that they spent time with you? Like, what was the thing that really got you to buy into FSU and commit?
I think the biggest thing was just honestly the every time I talked to them, every week, every day, or whatever, it was always they were giving me the same message and the same goal that they had in mind, and that was that we're going to put Florida State back on top, starting with this class, and that's been the message to me in this 22 class since we started getting recruited, and I think you can't find that in a lot of places, like a consistent thing that they're going after, that they're telling the kids the same thing every week. And I think a lot of programs aren't very honest when it comes to recruiting, and I think Florida State does a really good job being transparent with the recruits. And I mean, that's definitely the biggest thing you're looking for is trust and someplace you're wanted, and loved and stuff. And that's, how I feel at Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
I also agree with that, though. Check this out, Logan. Imagine this. The 21 recruiting class was basically a lot of what's this summer? Transfers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big transfers, SEC transfers that have a lot of game experience, a lot of playing time, the corner from UCF, just a lot of transfers that we so-called needed, right? And Norvell's recruiting the class of 2022 to be his class. The class to restart, to rebuild. And it's kind of crazy to sit here and hear it coming from, one of the guys in the class is going to be the leading leaders in that class. But it is truly amazing to hear you say that they come with the same message. You know what I'm saying? 2021 is 2022 is going to be our class. 21 is obviously what it was. A lot of great transfers. Those kids are already in here trying to make plays, trying to get themselves positioned. But 22 is the guys that I went out and handpicked. I molded this class to fit my system, and that's what we're going to build it off of. And to hear you say it is really satisfying. So I hope our listeners really, really take that into consideration, the heart that Norvell's doing it the right way.
Exactly.
He's recruiting the right way, and I like the guys he's recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, man of his word for sure.
Yeah, what is Norvell like behind the scenes? What is he? We get to see videos of him, and I like a coach that yells and kind of gets on to you. And maybe he'll cuss you out a few times. I'm about it. I've always liked that kind of coaching because when I first started covering FSU, and that's how I met Karlos, was being behind the scenes in practices and seeing him chew out Jameis, chew out Dalvin. Like, that's just something that, and then even in my high school, that's how I got better. You just got to chew me out if I'm screwing up. But what is Norvell like kind of behind the scenes? I'm told he's a little nerdy. He kind of like an organization freak, He kind of gets to practices early and does his own little laps and walks and kind of talks to himself. What is he like behind the scenes?
For sure. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I think he's a really internal thinker and just kind of, keeps to himself a lot. But when it's time to get fired up, he's the loudest guy out there. And all the phone calls with him are such a blast. I would get to talk to his daughter or his kids sometimes, and I met his wife, and I get to be in his life as much as he's in mine. And it's really cool to have like a coach that's really, really, down to earth and gets it. And because he would talk to my dad and my mom and so that everyone's on the same page about everything. And there was never any oh, well, he said this, but I heard this. And it was just a really smooth recruiting process with Norvell, because he was just, 100% honest all the time. And it's one of the best, if not the best coach I've ever, been involved with.
Oh, I got a good one for you then. So in 2011, I played in the Under Armour game. I've never had a chance to ask anybody else this question.
Yeah.
Nick Saban told me when I was getting recruited, he said, would you rather go to Florida State or National Championship, Alabama? You can go play for Jimbo. You can come play for the Nick Saban. And I was like, whoa, that's real strong. You want to hold rings, son? Or you want to go hold oranges? I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So you being this highly sought after recruit, I got to know, what's the best line that you heard from a coach? What's the best recruiting catch that a coach has ever? No, what's that bait the coach threw out there too?
You know what? What was the craziest one? And it was actually like some super low key, like would have never thought this program would have thought, but it was Coach Sciano actually in Rutgers, and them being in Jersey and being really close to Wall Street. I thought it was pretty cool. He said he was like, if you come here, you will have your face on every billboard in New York City, all over downtown. And I'm like, woo!
Okay,
that's crazy.
But
it's pretty good.
There's some really cool pitches out there. Everyone's got their little spin on it with whatever their environment's got to offer. But that one was pretty cool because I'm going to major in business, I think. So that was pretty interesting.
You've been a good place in Tallahassee. Tallahassee is a place right now. It's a really good place for small business. So I think going to business school here would definitely be good for you, man. It's big, man. It's a place full of opportunity. It's a fun city. Coming from a player perspective, it's a fun city. Lots of things to do here on and off the field. Lots of great food here. Little hole in the walls here. If you can find them here. Logan, you've been to Woodchuck?
That I've been to Woodchuck. I was just saying, Los knows really well about off the field fun too. So whenever you get there,
you keep it right here. But I really feel like, man, it's great to talk to you, man. It's great to hear your point of view. But my last question to you is, like, I got to know, me being a big time recruit and coming to Florida State and winning how we won in that time period, and you saying Norvell wants the 22 class to be the class that starts to change and his first stepping stone in creating his legacy here, and being this sought after recruit and knowing that every school in the country is going to want a quarterback of your talent. Why come across the country and leave so many programs on your side of the country and cross so many others to come to Florida State?
Yeah. Is there an echo? I know we're getting that. But,
Gucci.
Yeah, but no, I think, I mean, it was really like a God showing me the best place to be, because it was right after a church, right after we got back from church one Sunday morning, and it was the last weekend before I committed, and I was praying, and I was like, God, I've done everything I needed to do. I'm just going to put this in your hands, and you show me where I need to be. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I was going to go to Florida, and then they had some coaching changes there, and some stuff happened there that was kind of not what I was liking, and it's kind of behind my back a little bit. And then I took that as God's sign, as showing me that I needed to be at Florida State, and then it was just solidified by so many things after that, with the commits we got, and just things happened in my life that I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is a place that was made for me, and I mean, it was just such a good experience, this recruiting experience. So.
That's really great, man, to hear that you're going to be a leader of the class you're coming in, being the leader of the class you're coming in, recruiting the way you're recruiting, and then the reasons why you chose is, I mean, not many people believe in a higher power like that to make decisions and such. And I'm a very spiritual person. We all here, but it's just crazy that you being at such a young age, you put a lot of faith in your faith, and is leading you to us. And I'm saying I'm blessed. I'm happy. Thank the Lord you're coming to Tallahassee, man. Hey, I was going to appreciate you, but thank you for answering my questions, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. This was fun.
Let's see. All right, so now we get to some fun ones here. Like I was telling you beforehand, we're partnered with Chick-fil-A. Shout out to our friends over there at West Tennessee Street. Nico, when you get here, you're going to be going by there in the drive-thru. It's really quick. They have 2 drive-thrus at one time. It's beautiful. Shout out to our friends over there. It's quick. That's the best part about Chick-fil-A. You get there and you're out in 5 minutes.
Right. No doubt.
But we got to know your favorite Chick-fil-A meal. I forget what EJ's was. You remember EJ's, Karlos? I think it was just I think it was a deluxe.
It was a deluxe, and it wasn't Chick-fil-A. I think it was Polynesian.
Polynesian sauce. But yeah, what's your favorite Chick-fil-A meal and sauce?
All right, let me put y'all on real quick. All right, so I'm just giving y'all the whole meal. This is the whole meal. So I go 2 spicy chicken sandwiches, both extra crispy. You got to ask for them extra crispy.
Oh, okay.
And I usually just go 1 fry. I can't put down 2 fries, but then we'll get a drink. And then for 1 sandwich, I usually just go the buttermilk ranch, the classic buttermilk ranch. And then for my second one, just have to go with the classic Chick-fil-A sauce.
Okay.
You never had their buttermilk ranch, their ranch. Their ranch good?
Never had. Oh, the ranch. Oh my gosh. From heaven. This milk, the buttermilk, the combination with the bread and the chicken is just magical.
Logan, can you tell them yours? What's yours, Logan? What's your go-to, Logan?
My go-to is a spicy deluxe, because they have a grilled one now, but give me a spicy deluxe. Give me some Polynesian sauce. I need like maybe 4 or 5 packets. We're talking probably 5 packets, and I'll use all of them. Like I'll be asking them, they look at me like I'm on like some drug or something, but I'm like, I need 5 sauces. I just need it. It helps out everything. But yeah,
is it you at the barbecue?
Dustin? Yeah, I'm a barbecue guy.
Barbecue.
No way. Okay.
You're the one that told me about Wendy's barbecue. You told me about Wendy's barbecue.
Wendy's barbecue? I don't mess with Wendy's barbecue.
Who eats Wendy's barbecue? Somebody told me about. I thought it was you because
it's got to be Nate.
It might have been Nate. It might have been Nate talking about Wendy's got some good barbecue.
They got some gas barbecue.
It is.
I never knew that.
It is. Their barbecue is actually pretty good, but it's nothing else on the menu.
Yeah.
Nothing else on the menu. Whoa, the Frosty though, the chocolate Frosties that you dip your fries in.
Really, yeah, those go crazy.
You know what though? Like I said before, it's so much food here in Tallahassee. It is though. I mean, if you want Cuban, you got Gordo's right there. I mean, you got the Cuban Cafe out on Capitol Circle.
Some good
Mexican.
You got good Mexican.
You got. I mean, if you want hibachi, you got Robatos. You can go sit down somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of food options here, man. Love it here.
I like how you're selling the food scene, Los.
Yeah,
Los is on.
Just big.
Y'all, I went from 210 safety to a 230-pound running back. I like groceries. I like to eat. I gained 20 pounds and probably 15 of it was muscle when I was in college. Like, had to run the ball. I like to eat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the only places I've been on the college strip, or what is called College Town or whatever.
Yeah, Tennessee Street, or like there's College Town where you have Madso, but then there's West Tennessee Street where you got the Chick-fil-A's, got Robatos, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Starbucks.
Where that Chick-fil-A, where the Chick-fil-A is.
Yeah,
but But the only places I've been in that like that little strip of places, it was Madison
Social. Yeah.
Madison Social and
Township.
Maybe Township.
Cousha's, that's a good one.
Koosh.
Yeah.
Oh my
he said
God,
Cousha's.
that is.
Koosh.
I could sit there all day.
I'm trying to get Cousha's on board with us over here. We would give them some good business. I don't know.
Aren't we gonna race down that street, Logan?
So we talked about this, and you have completely gone flat on that. I've tried literally. I thought we were going to do it this weekend at the spring game, but now you don't want to race me no more.
I'm ready for it whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. So next weekend at Kenny Shaw's camp in Orlando.
If you really want to be embarrassed, I love the views. I'll take the views. I'll take the likes, the views, the little hearts, all of it. I'll take it all.
All right, Dustin, go ahead. There's a few more left.
Yeah, so we talked about you and Travis Hunter a little bit earlier, and it really seems like you guys have developed into the bell cows of this Tribe 2022 class. You're both always active on social media, tweeting at different recruits, retweeting stuff, all kinds of different things. So who are some of the main guys that I guess you're really talking to right now and targeting to try and bring with you to Tallahassee?
The main guys are actually a handful of the guys that was on that my 7-on-7 team a couple weeks ago, and it's Caden Saunders from Ohio and Kevin Coleman, 5 wide receiver, and then actually Jaleel Skinner too. We're really pulling for him, and then some guys up front, Julian Armella, and then actually some hometown Arizona guys. I got to get my boy Cole Martin from my hometown school here. Corner, and then Anthony Lucas from Shap across town. So I think that'd be kind of cool if we have a little West Coast movement to Florida. That'd be kind of tight. But I think we're just a couple guys away from solidifying this class. But I mean, we're just going to keep getting more and more guys, and just the guys we have right now are so solid. Like guys, I think we have so many sleepers, like Quincy and like so many of our receiver commits are just going to, shock people when they come to Tallahassee. So that's going to be so much fun.
Talking about 2 wide receivers here, Kevin Coleman, extremely talented guy. How is your relationship with him and trying to get him on board as you being a quarterback?
Yeah, that's my guy. We were turning up in Texas a couple weekends ago at a 7-on-7 tournament. And he's honestly a level of caliber guy as Travis Hunter. I was just throwing it up to him some of the time, and he was coming down with it. And good hands, crisp routes, and off the field, just definitely a kid you want to hang around, and good funny kid, good good morals, same goals as all these kids that he surrounds himself with. But if we got him, that'd be a really big pickup for us.
Mm-hmm. Right now the class of 2022 is, you guys currently have 7 verbal commitments, and it's considered a top 10 class in the country at the moment. I'm not asking you to give me any names here, but you have any guys that are silently committed right now that are thinking about making it public in the near future?
Oh yeah, we have multiple guys that have told me, some guys that'll shock the world once they decide to make it public. But yeah, we do have a couple guys that have told me some behind the scenes stuff and what they're going to make happen. So pretty soon, just stay tuned. There should be some stuff popping up pretty soon.
Ooh, okay. We can use that for the quote for the tweet tonight. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm all about my quote tweets. Oh man, that's perfect. Then, what was I going to ask? What about? There's been a lot of conversation last person, but Quincy McAdoo. Obviously, you were talking about him, talented guy. Seems like Arkansas is really pushing for him. Are we all really trying to push to keep him? It seems like Arkansas is really pushing hard on grabbing him from y'all.
Yeah, I noticed that too. They're really going after him, but I just don't see. I mean, honestly, I just don't see why anyone would leave Florida State for a program like that. I mean, I think what we have building here is just going to continue to skyrocket, and what we've shown so far is there's no reason to leave. So, and I he knows he's a top level player, and he knows where Florida State stands with him. So, I think those are just rumors, and he knows where home is. So,
okay. Speaking about recruiting guys to join you at Florida State, is that kind of something that you do on your own, or do you talk with the coaching staff and they kind of give you like some names to go after, or how does that all work?
For sure, yeah. So it's a combination of both. I'll if I see someone on Twitter, just get offered by FSU, or say they're going to their spring game or whatever, I'll hit them up and be like, just, do my Florida State pitch with guys that are like, wait, what did you say the other half of was?
Just like, is the coaching staff giving you these names, or?
So, exactly. So yeah, they'll give me a list of the top 3 running backs we're going after, the top, O-line, whatever. So, they give me that list, and then they're big on them too. And then we have, me and Travis and Sam going after him too. So
like, for example, whenever we were at the second spring scrimmage, we saw you go over and speak to 2023 wide receiver Raymond Cottrell for a little bit. So I guess going into that spring scrimmage, was that something the coaching staff had already mentioned to you, or did you just see him there and decide to go have a conversation?
Yeah, I was actually texting with him previously, the whole day, and just was like, where are you going to be? Let's link up. And it was just me reaching out to him, and just because when you got wide receivers there as a quarterback, you want to go meet all of them and friends. So I was running around and met up with him. Was the first guy that I linked up with, and then just ended up chilling with him the whole time, because I was actually talking with him and his head coach from his school, and just talking ball and stuff. So that was just something I did on my own, and I'm going to be doing that a lot more this weekend. So
I was going to say, moving into the current upcoming season for FSU, what do you see from FSU's offense heading, and what do you want to see? Obviously Florida State the year last year, and Florida State didn't have a spring, which I think plays a vital effect, definitely on a new coaching staff coming in. I think it's really, really hard to have a whole football season, definitely with COVID-19. We've never had a pandemic to go through like this. So Norvell and Dillingham and the rest of the coaching staff are really hindered on, having an actual real start to a year. What do you want to look at, heading into this season with the offense in particular?
I think what I want to see from the offense is honestly just like a crazy jump from the quarterback position, and just someone taking the reins and establishing themselves as the leader and the starter, and just taking control of the offense, and just being the quarterback that offense needs. And I think just other stuff I want to see from the offense is them, extending plays downfield and running good routes and just scheming defenses up. And I think that's exactly what Dillingham and Norvell's offense is built for. And it should be really fun. I think the receiving core is actually, really special this 21 year. And I think they can really do some crazy stuff this year. So it'll definitely be fun to watch.
This is a random question here, but it's from some of our listeners. They want to know your favorite video game. I
have to show y'all now. Hold up.
He's a gamer.
Well,
we've talked professional gamer.
Who'd we talk?
Professional gamer.
Oh, we talked with MJ, Nicco. We talked with MJ, and he was talking about that he plays with Coach Atkins and Dillingham. He says that he can't beat Coach Atkins, but he obliterates Dillingham in games.
Yeah, Dillingham, he's not the best Madden player, but he's got his strong suits up elsewhere. But anyways, this is I don't know how to flip the camera on Zoom. Oh, up top. So we got one monitor over here, we got the PC right here. Okay. And then this is the PS4 over here.
I like this.
So I've been playing the PC games over here and then PS4 over here.
So you're mixing both.
Yeah, but the favorite video game, gosh, I think right now it's got to be Fortnite. Still going crazy on Fortnite, or like there's this PC game called Valorant. It's really fun. So
Valorant's good too.
Do you play Valorant? Or you know about it?
I watched the streams. I just needed to come on Xbox, man. I have a PC here that we'll use for streaming, but Valorant I've always watched because I like the little. It's pretty simple gameplay. It's just a lot of strategy and all that kind of jazz. I think Warzone's kind of fallen off. Fortnite I've gotten back into, but it goes in periodic times, man. Sometimes it's good for like a month or two, and then it falls off. And then Warzone, nothing has changed in the last year and a half. So I'm like, well,
I got super bored of that for sure.
Pretty bleak. Real quick, who do you feel like you resemble your gameplay from, either from the college football level or NFL? Any quarterback that you feel like kind of compare yourself with, or you want to, that you look up to even?
Yeah, for sure. I think, well, actually, why I wear number 8, it's actually so random, but it was when Marcus Mariota was at Oregon, and I just totally tried to model my game after him, and that's why I picked 8. So I followed his journey and really looked up to him. But I think in more like recent terms, I really like how Deshaun Watson plays, and you know, he's a quarterback, but he's like a playmaker. You know, like he's out here, you know, getting kicked in the eye and throwing the ball off like 1 foot and stuff, and you know, he's gonna, you know, make something shake for sure that play. So you know, that's definitely someone I try to model my game after.
And you know, we talked about some of the recruits that you're going after, skill player wise, wide receivers and tight ends in this class. And on the current roster, FSU's brought in some guys like Joshua Burrell, Malik McLean, Dustin Hill will be here this summer, and there's some other skill guys. So just in your opinion, who do you want to play with the most at FSU on either side of the ball?
I think definitely. I think the guys coming in would be the film that I watched that was pretty spectacular was Dustin Hill's film, and seeing, you know, the type of speed he has and his hands, and he's going to be, you know, really standout player at Florida State. And then obviously, you know, the one player I want to play with in the 22 class is Trav, and getting to throw him the ball is going to be so special. So, I mean, and there's so many guys across the field that are threats, and I know we're going to have someone, you know, insane in the backfield and you know, big guys up front. So, I mean, it's just all going to be a circuit come together, and we're just going to put up some crazy numbers. So,
which players on the current team do you have relationships with at FSU?
Yeah, so I think I'm close with most of the quarterbacks. I've talked with Jay Trav a little bit. He's my boy, and then I'm really close with Chubba, also being an Arizona kid, and then Tate. I was talking with him a lot when I was in Tally 2 weeks ago, and so I'm really, it's cool that I'm close with the quarterbacks, and they tell me the stuff they do as a group, and with Dillingham and stuff, and it's so much fun. You know, it's quarterback fun, and I think some of the wide receivers I have a relationship with are Josh Burrell, like you said, and then on the defense, Amari. I was talking with him a lot when I was here, and then what's his name? Oh gosh, Josh Gaddis. Okay. So the DN. So I actually hung out with him all night Saturday night after and 2 weeks ago. So and they're so much fun. Like the Florida State guys, you know, they have you know, they got their stuff straight, and they know, you know, what it means to play football at Florida State. So it's so much fun hanging out with those guys.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, but you know, you're thinking about majoring in business at Florida State. So I guess what about that major interests you, and what have you learned about Florida State's business school?
Yeah, so I think what interests me is just my dad, you know, worked with you know, in New York and on Wall Street for like a long time, and actually for like 20 years, and then moved and started like a family, you know, with my mom and stuff. But it's just always, my brother majored in business at Texas A&M too, so it's always just been like a family interest of ours. And I actually haven't gotten to like research a lot of it yet, because I got crazy courses going on right now. But I think it's going to be, from what people have told me, the marketing school is going to be, or the business school is going to be so much fun. So
yeah.
My question for you is, what are what are three things you want to improve on this upcoming season, going into your senior year, and also what are three things you want to accomplish in 3 to 4 years while you're at Florida State?
I think three things I want to accomplish this year. My senior year, got to get a ring. My senior year, have to, and I think I just want to get my play style more college ready rather than high school ready. You know, I want to be pushing some more like high level throws and just, you know, getting ready for what Florida State's going to be like. And I think I can do that, but just like, you know, in trying to increase my arm strength, my speed, agility, all that stuff. So that would be great. And then I think just developing actually for my third goal, I think it'd be cool if I could, you know, help some of my teammates get recruited too, and get some of my guys on the board. And I mean, cool. we have some studs. Like at my high school, we have a really, really strong 23 class. And, you know, we're looking really solid this year. And we definitely have some guys that can play at the next level. So I think that'd be really cool if I can get some of my guys noticed.
But your three big goals you would have before you left Florida State, before you walk out of there with that tassel across your head, and before you get done wearing garden and gold, I'm already going to say you're going to graduate. You're going to get your diploma, because that's why I like to tell young guys, I give everybody information, all that. That's the best advice I can give you. Get that piece of paper. But before you get done wearing garden and gold, what do you want to accomplish as a player and as a person in Tallahassee?
I think number one, got to come back with more than one natty. I think we got to get more than one national championship. And we definitely, you know, have the caliber guys to do it. And then I think the second thing would honestly just be getting my life ready for, you know, what life is going to be. Cause I know Florida State doesn't last. I mean, football doesn't last forever. And, you know, there's life after football and stuff. And I think, you know, the more I can get ready for that, and, you know, obviously you want to play as long as you can, but, you know, just, you know, being realistic and, you know, just getting ready for life and stuff. I think Florida State does a great job preparing you for that.
I'll tell you that this city will take care of you if you take care of them.
Sure.
And I mean that wholeheartedly. I'm not talking about under the table. I'm not talking about behind the back. I'm talking about to your face, man to man, being good people in a good city. This city loves their nose. The surrounding areas loves their nose. But if you do good in this city, you do right by the people in this city and the nose in this city, the city will take care of you. I'm a product of that. I lived here pretty much my whole professional life. I met my wife here in college. I had my kids here in Tallahassee. All my kids, but 2 of them I had in Tallahassee. So I spent majority of my adult life here, and I don't regret it, not one bit.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Is it's definitely the place where you can stay for a while and you know, like have you never be bored and run out of stuff to do. And that's the other thing I was looking at is you gotta have a town that's just like, you know, die hard, whatever the school is. Like Tallahassee's like no-blooded, strictly, you know, Seminoles, everything. And it's so much fun to have a college town like that. Like everywhere you go, you know, you're going to see Florida State stuff, and Tallahassee being like kind of a big city, you know, it's cool to see it everywhere. So
Los, really nice to hear.
Los, you're mentioning that you met your wife here in town. You had kids and everything, but you forgot to mention me. You met me here in Tallahassee too. So I don't know, getting left out like that. I mean, that's just how it is.
Funny story. I met him years ago, and we've always stayed connected on social media. And I came back in there, start working, and I came back in and got married to my wife and start working. And he came to my job. He was like, "Come on the show." So I hopped on the show, and I'm like, "Know what? I like the guys on the show. Hey, Logan, I'm gonna hop on the show for you. Let me hop on the show." And we've been on the show ever since, and we just building relationships. And I got some news I'm gonna drop for y'all. The actual watch company that I work with is a potential sponsor for the show as well.
Whoa.
So that's another one. So I've been talking to them about becoming a sponsor on the show and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff has been dropping since I met these guys, but I've known them for a little bit. But they're good people, man. Like I said, you take care of the people in the city, man. Florida State and the people surrounding the area, man, they will take care of you, man. They will take care of you.
Yes, sir.
Only 2 left, I promise, Nicco. Only 2 left.
Oh no, this is last. Let's keep going. This is tight.
Yeah, Nicco. My last question for you today. You know, Florida State has a loaded 2021 home schedule, namely that season opener with Notre Dame coming to town, and then I believe it's in November they'll take on Miami at home. You've already made this weekend will be your 3rd trip to Florida State since you committed. So how many times are you planning to come down to Tallahassee to check out some games this upcoming season?
I'll probably be here. Oh,
Wait, there you go. You're good. Now you're back.
You're good.
dude, this guy
Happens all the
has
time.
been freaking calling me for 3 days straight. But
I wonder. Oh, never mind. I can't say it. I just have. never mind. Go ahead.
Is it a Florida
State
guy?
You probably know who it is. You probably know.
I have a really good. We'll talk about it after we get done recording. We'll talk about it.
For sure.
I have a good feeling.
No, but what I was gonna say is I'll probably be here for every game. Every game that I can come out to, I want to come to, because missing out on the freaking games my sophomore year, didn't get to go see anyone really. I want to be in Tallahassee as much as I can be. So I'll be at all the big ones, all the home games, everything. So.
Okay. And I got a really, really, really serious one to end it off here. It's the off season. Florida State and uniform combinations are the biggest talk of for 5 months straight. It's all about uniform combinations. And I'm sure you've seen the games and you've seen some pictures and some videos. What's the cleanest FSU uniform combo to you? What do you think is the cleanest? Because, plays a game.
From top to bottom, helmet, jersey, pants, socks, cleats. Let me see it.
And it doesn't even need to be one that's already been worn, because there's one that I want to see worn. I want a gold helmet with all black. That's what I want to. That's what I want to see.
That's literally exactly what I was going to say. I think the all black look would be so sick, because we did it at our high school one game. It's the sickest thing I've ever seen. But I think that would be gold helmets, black top, black bottoms, and then probably stick with the blackout. Go black socks, black cleats. That'd be pretty sweet.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I don't remember the last time they wore. There's pictures out there on Google, but man, it looks clean though. Anything else from D-Lou or Los for Nicco?
I just want to thank you again for your time, man. It's first time getting to talk to talk to a recruit on a one-on-one level, get to pick their brain a little bit. But it's been pretty exciting getting to talk to you, young man. You have a good head on your shoulders. I know you have a good family supporting you. You're a very sought-after guy, and I'm very happy and privileged that you chose Florida State, man. I'm excited to watch you play. I will be praying for you, and I hope blessings continue to come to you, my guy.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I'm definitely down to do more of these. This was a blast.
You missed Nate. You missed Nate.
Nate, our lead recruiting insider, he would have brought you some good heat on here, but we tried to hold it down. We held it down for him.
For sure.
But yeah, no, we'll definitely try to maybe get you on here for a big game to help preview it with us, and we'll talk maybe a Clemson or a Miami or Florida.
No doubt.
Which team do you hate the most now, Florida or Miami? I mean, you can maybe throw Clemson in there, but Florida
got some. Yeah, that's gotta be it.
You got some things against
Logan. This is the thing, Logan.
That's some history.
As much as people hate Miami, there's a respect for Miami. Miami know how to swag out, have a good time. Like they suck, but they do it with style. Like Florida will go 10-2 and not play the SEC and play the SEC championship, get destroyed, and their season go to shambles. Like you'll lose to Tennessee or Kentucky or some wildness. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you play the eastern side of the SEC. How can you not win that side of the conference? Georgia's not going to win it. Like Georgia's not going to win it. Let's be honest. South Carolina ain't been there in 1,000 years. Vanderbilt. Come on. No. So, yeah, I hate Florida because they get the easiest side of the SEC and they get the SEC tough part of the SEC toughness, but you get the sucky part of the conference and you never win it. I'm tired of that.
I'm saying.
They suck. At least Miami suck with style. Like, no, I'm saying they
suck in style.
Yeah, they do. They wear good uniforms, man. The uniforms made out of recycled plastic.
Mm-hmm. Are they really?
Yeah.
No way.
Their new uniforms, when they went to Adidas, their uniforms were made out of recycled plastic from down in Miami. This marine biology school is really, 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 really good for marine biology. So their program, they did a big recycling project, and their uniforms from Adidas are made out of recycled garbage, recycling plastic and stuff.
Dang, look at that, man.
Probably why their cleats tear apart real easy too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was going to say that it looks like they recycled it from Goodwill, but enough of that. Great value at Walmart. All right, I gotta stop. Nate would have loved this part. He can just go off on Miami for 30 minutes. But yeah, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on here. We'll definitely have to get you on here again to start off the season next year. Best of luck to you. Safe travels. I know you are flying over tonight, so safe travels to you. And hopefully you get to enjoy the spring game and do some networking with recruits and whoever you're planning on meeting up with. But definitely thank you for a whole full hour of spending it with us here on Hear the Spear.
Hey, thank y'all. This is a blast.
All that money you're making from the Discord, you can't get a normal haircut.
Oh my God, you're just trying to look like me. I understand. I'm setting the new trend.
I'd rather not say anything on that would
hurt you. Oh man, well we just got done. We recorded earlier today with Nicco. We were planning on recording live tonight like usual, but he had to change up his flight situation, and they're flying right now as we speak. So I had to record kind of on the spot really quickly earlier this afternoon. But great interview there. It'll be available on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, Spotify, and now it's just the three amigos on this part. I think Los and Dustin. That was too much work for them. Nate.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Dustin. He actually put in more than an hour and a half for work today, so he's got to rest up for the weekend. It's a big weekend for him, and Austin going out doing his first recruit interviews. It's going to be a big weekend.
Oh, it's not happening. It's still not happening.
Why do you have a hospital pillow, man?
Oh no, there goes the wife.
Man, I just put my pillow up because my neck hurts.
Oh no,
that
seemed like a good interview, man. Has a really good personality.
Yeah, the thing about him, man. I mean, who Norvell is recruiting? I really liked MJ Morris and Nicco. Now, man, they both represent themselves well. You can tell that they're raised by a really great family, and it's great to have these guys. And I know MJ Morris isn't committed. I know Nicco talked about AJ Duffy too, but all these guys are going to be in attendance on Saturday, and you got to keep an eye out, right, Nate? After this weekend, with the amount of kids that are going to be here on Saturday, it's absolutely ridiculous. Supposedly Travis Hunter's been here almost all week long, just pretty much setting up shop.
Well, you have to first. What we said on this podcast a few times is that you look at the quarterback position, and that's the pulse of your team. So, that Norvell is really taking into account moving forward, like character. And I think that MJ Morris has a great character from all accounts. AJ Duffy's a good kid. Nicco seems like he's a good dude. So, moving forward with the right kind of guy at the most important position is paramount to kind of turn it around for this program. But yeah, like you said, over 100 kids, it's going to be a huge weekend. We can talk semantics and talk about how, they can't necessarily talk to these guys, but that's not the point. Florida State's taking advantage of a rule that these guys can be there as fans. So, they can show what they have on the field, and they can still visit Tallahassee, see the town, see the city. They're going to be hanging out with each other so they can build some camaraderie with each other. So it's a big weekend in terms, getting all these kids, 50 plus blue chip recruits. It's a big weekend.
Yeah, no, it's gigantic. And Nicco, I mean, you guys have already heard this by now if you're on the podcast, but it seems like, silent. The biggest takeaway for me is there's multiple silent commits in 8, multiple silent commits, some that will shock the word, quote unquote, from him. Any speculation on who these cats could be? And what we just heard, Marvin Jones Jr. just broke about 2 hours ago that he'll be in attendance for the spring game.
Not for nothing, we talked kind of about the same thing with Luke last year is, kids jump in, and, I planted my flag in the Tyrion Arnold commitment thing for a long time, because he was one of the ones that told Luke he's coming, told the staff he was coming, participated in commitment chat. So I think that, it's probably very realistic on who it is. And I think if you watch the interview with Nicco, you can kind of tell, his body language and his smiles and stuff when he talks about certain people. If you're talking about kids who are going to shock the world, it's got to be, 5-star blue chip national recruits. So, we'll see how that unfolds, but it does not surprise me because you look at Travis Hunter and his ability to connect with these guys. You know, he's the best player in the past 3 classes. Nicco seems like he's got a personality that he can connect with people, and it's understandable why you would have quite a few silent commitments, and it's like that every year. Kids maybe want to hold their spot but go through the process, or kids have their own reasons. Maybe they don't want to deal with local pressure. There's a lot of reasons why kids don't come out and just announce right away, but I think the writing's on the wall with some of the kids who you can. I'm not going to sit here and speculate, but I have my own opinion. I sent you the text message when who I thought it was, so.
Hey, it'll be to the Discord first, right? It'll always be to the Discord first.
But
and that's how I'll get my haircut. That's how I'll get a better haircut next time.
Appreciate that, man. You got to switch that up. I don't know who's cutting your hair in Tallahassee. They should be fired.
Oh my goodness!
No,
Don't even start.
But Marvin Jones is big. That's the one I think everyone's waiting on. I think as a fan, I think they wanted to see him coming into Tallahassee for the weekend with all these other kind of top flight recruits. So not that it would necessarily been a bummer if he didn't come. He already set up his official visit, but follow the visits, follow what they do, not what necessarily they say. So it's big for him and Pops coming to town for the weekend. So that's good for the staff.
I don't know if you missed it in that interview there, Nate, and I'm sure you'll get a nice chuckle from this because the Discord's letting us know. But Dustin did indeed ask Nicco how, looking at Tate Rodemaker playing as a left-handed quarterback, how that does.
I saw that, and I was commenting throughout the chat. Come on, Dustin, man. Come on, bro. That was sloppy. Come on, Dustin.
He's listening probably right now.
I wish he's on here right now. What the hell is that?
No, he's not.
He's the most right-handed lefty I've ever seen.
We got to see him in person twice. The quarterback.
And he watched him last year.
We'll take care of him at the spring game on Saturday.
It's hard, man. It's hard. When you're inundated with recruiting, and it's hard to remember that kid's a right-handed versus a lefty.
I don't know about that. Austin, you're in town. What's up? What's good, baby? You haven't been here in a while.
Just got here. It's been 2 years.
2 years, man. How's it feeling?
Feels good, man. I missed it so much. I drove down Tennessee Street on my way in. It was so nice. Got to see all the sights again.
I wish Nate could be here this weekend, but I know work stuff and everything, and hopefully we'll be able to see him next weekend. But it seems like this spring game situation up in the Champions Club with Los and his brother, my family, you being up there, we're going to try to get D-Lou up there. It could be like a movie up there. We're just got to send selfies to Nate. And, Nate had been talking all this trash that he's going to slap Dustin one time at the tailgate. But
that doesn't matter. That's always going to happen, whether it's a spring game, Orlando,
a wedding,
his wedding, whenever it is, it's going to happen. He started.
Speaking of his wedding, I feel like I should mention they completely butchered my name on the invitation, and I feel like I shouldn't even come at this point.
Yeah, what is it again? What did they put you down as your name?
Veezy.
Easy. You would
Which,
think
if you don't, it's Veazey. It's on Twitter. Like, you can look.
A good close friend, a co-host, partners now for well over a year on the podcast. You would think that Dustin would, know your last name correctly, but
they didn't blame it on the fiance.
No, he definitely did blame it.
Sloppy.
Fiance. That's messed up.
Yeah. Even worse.
Yeah, it's messed up.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
We'll talk about it.
It's probably my fault because I'm so inundated at work and I haven't been really necessarily grinding on the recruiting front. So he's been kind of holding up that weight there. So it's kind of hard for him to multitask and not remember right-handed quarterbacks or spelling of someone he's worked with for over a year. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, we're on year 2 too, man. That's embarrassing. We'll discuss that this whole weekend there and make sure he gets held accountable here. Can't have that kind of sloppiness at Noel game day. But yeah, let's talk about spring game a little bit. Doesn't have to be too long. We're just going to we don't have anything on the dock here, but what is your kind of things you're looking for? Maybe the three of us here that we're looking forward to watching on Saturday. For me, I really want to see, the quarterback play. I really want to see how Milton looks, to be honest, because last time I saw him and Doak at the second scrimmage, it was extremely sloppy. I'm interested to see if having fans there plays a factor, which I think he actually excels in. I think he's going to have a better day. But I really want to see also the defensive line. I've been pretty high on them since the beginning of this spring. I thought they've looked good. Definitely the guys like Quashawn Fuller and Derek McLennan. I thought they've stepped up and are fighting well to try to get some playing time. But any names that you're looking to this weekend?
Well, I don't think the quarterback battle is over. That's going to go into the fall. But, like I put in the Discord, was it early this week or late over the weekend? Talking to a couple of guys, Milton's starting to put it together. So I want to see how he looks in the game too. It's a controlled environment, but I want to see how he looks because, the fan freak out is he's been a disappointment, but let's really consider it's his first time in the system. Let it unfold. Props to Jashawn Ward getting that scholarship. Been the best running back throughout camp, throughout spring. So, good for him. He's earned that position. 2 years in a row, considered one of the, the most natural running back on the roster. So he deserves that. I think we'll see him continue I want to see him kind of take that second, third spot. Yeah. I think that, it's going to be rotational, but he's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Want to see that carry over to the field if all that 15 practices is going to carry over.
Yeah. No, Trayshawn, I was going to name him too. He's probably the number one guy. We've just seen him during the last 2 scrimmages, so I've had enough, but I want to see how he does in whatever kind of game playing factor they're going to have. I know they're doing 2 12-minute kind of quarters. It's going to be exactly how the spring scrimmages were laid out, with a little bit of splash of special teams and some little drills here and there. But Jashawn Ward, man, has looked extremely impressive. I think he's my number one player coming out of spring. We'll see how the spring game goes, but he's putting it together, and I think he has been, great vision, hard to tackle. I'm excited. I'm excited to see 38 get out there on Saturday and, rustle up that running back room, man. Rustle up.
Well, I didn't share it in the Discord. I shared it with you guys. Same guy was telling me about Milton, was talking about how, Toad Philly's doing his thing. Corbin, looks like he's who he is, really solid, going to be the starter. But Ward's been the guy that's really shaking that depth chart up, shaking that room up. So, there's a lot of people who are really excited to see him continue to develop going into the summer and into the fall, and hopefully he can get a better number. Get out of that walk, that walk on 38. It's sloppy for a running back.
He can wear unless someone's coming in, they already got it unlocked. I think give me a 7 on him. Is that gone?
I think that's gone.
Is that gone? Who is that? Dustin? Who is that? Who's going to take that out? Is that Parchment?
No, he's 4. Parchment's number 4. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see that, but get him out of that number.
Yeah, at 38. But, it ain't so pretty.
Otherwise, man, I want to see the offense. The offense is as a whole. Some passing game. I want to see the wide receiver step up. Mm-hmm. I want to see what they do at the linebacker position. Kind of like you said, seeing the guys like Fuller and Griffiths, if he can step up, they're not going to start, but if they can provide quality depth, that's a big lift for that unit going into next year. And then, I want to see how they utilize all that talent at DB. I'm not looking necessarily at a certain position on defense or person. Excuse me. I'm not looking for a certain position. Yeah. I want to see kind of how they utilize the versatility I want to see how they utilize a guy like Amari Gainer better than last year because it was just straight horrible. And I just want to see, what second and third team is going to look like up front on the D line.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the DBs. I mean, we've seen so many posts about, team takeaway with, Jamie Robinson, Travis J, et cetera, et cetera. Looking forward to, because this is DBU. Someone's got to step up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. Jamie Robinson, I thought, has looked pretty solid coming in, starting off the first scrimmage, starting on the first team defense, and looked good in press and in coverage too, and red zone also in coverage there. So I do agree there. I think this DB room is something to keep an eye on. You don't have Demore Tate; he's out for the spring. I believe Brownlee's now back at practice. I think we saw today. I'm wondering how he'll be hindered for the spring game, but. This DB room has got a lot of work to do on who's going to be fitting where. We also haven't been able to see Miko Dotson compete in the spring scrimmage, and that's another one that I think a lot of us are very high on and expect to have a lot of playing time next season, even have the potential to start. So that DB room is going to be something that we'll keep an eye on in the stands. It's looking like it's going to be a little rainy. It's going to be a little nasty out there, but football is football. We're interested to see if they'll move it up earlier in time or later. I heard that they don't care if it starts at 8 p.m. They're still going to have it there. They just have too many commits. Not too many commits, but you got commits and recruits coming in. You're not going to move that date. It's not going to go anywhere. You're going to play it.
Yeah,
it's 9, 10 o'clock. You're gonna play it. So
and also health, hopefully, they can get out of it relatively healthy, otherwise, other bumps and bruises or whatnot, they've had a couple injuries here and there that I think, with like a Schrader, that's a loss going into next year. And Damari Tate, who he needed the practice time, man. He needed that time. So that part sucks, but
mm-hmm.
I just want to see him get out of that game, injury free, show a little bit to excite the fan base, excite the recruits, but don't put it all out there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just happy to be back in Doak for kind of a game type feeling situation. I know that there's some, I don't know if you guys saw, I don't know if I can bring it up here though, just this is like kind of last minute, but I believe there's been kind of some new renderings for this football only facility, and it's kind of changed a little bit. I'll share it inside of our group chat here, but it's kind of now more of an L-shaped kind of figure for this practice field. I just put it in our chat now. This is from Nolecast. The guys over there, Ingram Smith, posted it. But there's two pictures in there. Once you get the glass facing way, like that's facing towards the moor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just showing that to you guys.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of building onto the current indoor facility.
Yeah,
it makes sense,
Practice field.
It makes sense. You have that room.
It looks like that practice field goes into the building, if I'm correct, unless I'm going crazy. It looks like
it's hard
the
to tell 'cause
second.
you only get that one angle of it.
And I've seen. Doesn't Alabama have that where it's you got a little bit of field inside, or am I going crazy?
I
don't know if I'm going crazy or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we can't get the Miami situation where they have 60 yards and that's it.
Well, Florida State would have 1.5, outside.
I guess,
but then they have a full indoor.
I was about to say they already got the full indoor. That is true. So they'd have 3 fields practically right here, 2.5 at least. But yeah, no. What interests me right here on this figure is that you have, which I always thought was just the one building going straight like that, but you have an additional, what makes the L, the bottom L right there. So that means maybe some additional money came through or something, because that's even bigger than what was proposed a couple of years ago.
I'm not going to speak on
Space
that.
finally came through.
But if you follow Alfred on Twitter, he's very active, and it's been very promising what they've been able to bring in monetarily.
Yeah. Then
there just seems like a recommitment on a lot of fronts to get Florida State back.
I'd be interested if they did something at the spring game with all those recruits coming in, man. What about if they had something on the video board? Kind of maybe giving a little hint at it or a little teaser at it. That'd be some smart play there. I mean, that's something I'm thinking about what Mike Norvell would do. That seems like and Alford.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both of them together.
I'll totally do that if you had the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Great. You have 25,000 people. Target market right there. It's great marketing.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything really recruiting wise from this week, Nate? Anything?
I think the big thing is Rodney Hill decommitting from Virginia. It's running back that they've kind of really dialed in on from Statesboro, Georgia. He just decommitted, and I know he did an update with 24/7, talking about how that offer really kind of threw things for a loop. Now, I would not be surprised to see him in Florida State's class, relatively soon. I know they like him. He's a total Philly kind of back, but maybe a little bit more violent as a runner. But really good in the passing game. So kind of fits what Norvell likes. That versatility we talk about, the playmaking ability, and different facets of the offense. The big news is going to be after the weekend. Let's not really get into too much more. The big news is these visits, and what happens coming off of this. I think you can expect some commitments. Wouldn't surprise me if it's around 4 or 5. I would expect a very solid weekend for Florida State.
4 or 5. That's what a lot of people were saying 2 max, but I'm putting my number at. I said 4 for me.
There's too many strong leans, too many big time leans that are coming, and emotion gets the best of these kids. So I would not be surprised if a guy just gets caught up in the moment and does it. So there's too many. You look at 23 class, 22 class, whatever it is. There's quite a few guys who you can sit here and talk about as possible legitimate guys to pull the pin.
Austin, FSU's basketball team is dropping like flies. We got to fire Ham again. Damn it. We got to fire Ham, Austin.
One guy's left.
We got to fire
I guess
him.
a couple.
Got to fire him.
Nate Jack transferred, which I guess was kind of expected. I guess he wasn't really getting playing time.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense. Go use it for a year somewhere that you're actually going to get starter minutes. Hasn't been announced yet. Hasn't been announced even where he's looking. We'll see. The big news was Turk. I wasn't expecting it this soon. I did expect him to test the waters. But from what it sounded like, he's intending to just go ahead and sign an agent, which I'm kind of surprised by. Everything I'd heard from the NBA side was he kind of needs another year. But everything from the Florida State side that I've been hearing is they kind of expected him to leave. He gets his degree in a month, doesn't want to do grad school classes. It makes sense. I think he's a phenomenal player. He was our best player from January on, obviously. How that impacts his draft status, we'll see. Immediately after he declared, I got 2 texts from NBA people saying he's not getting drafted if the draft was tomorrow, which is not what you want to hear. He's got plenty of time to improve his body a little bit. He can improve his 3-point shot a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was shocked by it too a little bit.
I think Calhoun's the big one. Even testing the waters. I don't understand that one.
He's coming back.
Yeah,
he's coming back. I mean, he almost went to the NBA right out of JUCO. I don't think a lot of people know that. I talked to someone that was pretty close to him and says, yeah, we had to kind of talk him out of testing the waters straight out of JUCO. So it makes sense. It doesn't hurt. They're just going to tell him, hey, here's what you need to work on. And then he'll come back to school for another year and light it up next year.
Yeah.
He's got the talent. He's got the athleticism. He's got the 3-point shot. He's
just don't let him sit there and dribble at the top of the key for 25 minutes.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has Brian Angola type jump next year, and where he just goes from 3 points a game to 12. It would not surprise me at all because he's got the athleticism and the shot.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like he's just testing the water. It's fine. I don't think that's a smart idea. Just when it's free like that, just give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
All they're going to say, they're not going to ignore you completely.
Yeah.
It's not their job. The scouts are going to tell you, hey, here's what we think you need to work on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Free evaluation. I'll take it. Oh, man. Speaking of evaluation, I think, Nate, you need to sit with Dustin next week and give him a full evaluation and come back to me. See how he's doing.
It's fine, man.
I think it's getting ready for the weddings, wearing him out, he said, and it's not until January. He said he's getting worn out.
Are you surprised?
No.
He spent like what? How long were you guys at the last scrimmage? How long were you guys at Dope for?
2.5 hours. Maybe 3 hours. 3 hours. 3 hours.
Like it was the longest day of his life of work.
He said he got burned. He said that we were gonna do something outside like last week. He said, I can't do anything outside. I'm burnt. He got burnt from being outside.
Again, look at him. He's a slow-footed white guy. Probably gets a nice, easy burn. I'm not gonna say roast him, but So hey, Austin,
keep going.
Let it loose. He's not here.
I'm really excited for Austin to do these recruiting interviews, man.
He keeps saying it. It's not going to happen.
I'm really excited.
Not happening.
I don't think that maybe the listeners might not know, but Nate's been trying to get Austin involved with doing some recruiting interviews this whole entire weekend. Not basketball recruits, but football recruits. He wants them going around the stadium doing interviews.
Yeah, and he couldn't care less.
I'm here on vacation.
No.
5 guys, man. Just knock it out. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Get it done, and be good to go.
I'm gonna go have a 5 Guys burger. Does that count?
No.
Oh man, yeah. I think that's practically it, man. This main part of this episode was just kind of give our thoughts. We'll have a bigger episode will be when we react to the spring game. But Nicco Marchiol was awesome on here. He definitely wants to come back on and maybe help us preview a football game this upcoming season. He said he's going to try to come to every home game this upcoming
That's big,
It's more than
that's how you build it, It's how you build those relationships. It's how you build that trust and everything with the coaching staff.
And he did say, Nate, that he does think getting Travis Hunter on here. Does think that's going to happen. He said Travis Hunter would love to come on here, but I don't know what kind of magic.
Tell him to respond to us, man.
We got to get Travis Hunter on here. This would make your year?
Me?
Decade? Yeah. It's like you finding new soup. Like you just makes your day.
What?
Soup.
What are you talking about?
You're a soup guy.
Yeah, you're a soup guy.
Yeah,
it gets in your beard. It gets in.
Yeah, so I did find a new soup at Costco. It was phenomenal. It was a crab and corn chowder. It's phenomenal.
It does sound good, actually.
And phenomenal. But
I don't blame you now.
I think getting Hunter on here, I think it'd be good to just.
He said, let's do a mass pod. He said, Nicco said, get me, we'll get Travis Hunter on, and somebody else. Could it be maybe a new commit from after this weekend?
Maybe.
Yeah, Sam McCall would be a good one. But yeah, I think that
it'd be good.
It would be fun. But yeah, if you guys are on YouTube right now, still listening, if you're still here, hit that like button. It goes to more FSU fans. YouTube has been absolutely rolling right now. You guys have been really eating up our little tidbit videos and all the bites there. But if you guys would like to, you can subscribe. We go live every Thursday evening at.
Before we go, I got to shout out Nicco too for his choice of Chick-fil-A sauce. Smart kid. Smart kid.
Yeah,
I was going to say Florida. I was going to say Florida being his least favorite school. I mean, that's a smart kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good things we're hearing from Nicco. Very good things.
Yeah.
But yeah, hit that like button, hit the share button, whatever you want to do. Hit the subscribe button on Spotify, iTunes. If you guys are listening right now, if you're on your phone, go to the Apple podcast. It takes like 1 minute. And if you would rate us 5 stars, leave a review. We'd definitely appreciate it. We'll be back on here probably before next Thursday. We might just do like an instant reaction sometime on Sunday or something to talk about the spring game and what comes out of that. Should be a fun one. Austin's in town. Be with D-Lou, Lowe's, Vince Williams. Should be fun. So we'll have some funny things to talk about. Might throw Dustin off the top of the Champions Club, off the top terrace. Boink. He'd land.
If we do that, everyone's going to feel it.
He's got enough padding.
Oh. God, y'all both are sick.
That's what he gets for not being here.
Yeah, this is what happens. If you can't, I've been here. I've been since 8:30. I've been typing up tweets to get out there to everybody.
And that's great too, man. About time you do some shit, man.
Okay, now we got to end.
Let me go ahead and post a sweet picture of an armband. Ooh.
Oh yeah. That reminds. See this? I knew that's why we had you on here to remind me of things. If y'all see us at the spring game, I've got this and 2 more bags of these. Come say what's up to us. I'm gonna have Austin's gonna have some in his pants or in his pockets too.
Pants. Oh man.
They're given to those recruits you talk to, just so they know that when we message them, they think, oh, no game day. Here, let me reply back.
It's gonna be funny when I give Logan a bag that's just as full as the one he gave me.
I give you that whole bag now. But yeah, that's practically everything. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the spring game. Thank you always for listening. You guys are awesome. The support has been great the last couple of weeks. You guys have an awesome time, and we'll see you guys next time on Hear the Spear. Peace.